I'm a bit glad that you guys are a lot further away. If anybody on the TV sees my makeup looking crazy, it wasn't me. It was Lira. It was Lira. Okay. Um, Up next, we're gonna have a very, very special moment. A moment that we almost wish we didn't need to have, but I know that this man is gonna come on the stage and is gonna give us a lot of hope and a lot of encouragement. Because if he can stand here and if he can continue moving forward, I know that we can all do it too. One of my favorite videos that I've seen of Riky Rick over the past few days is the Ricky interview he did with Slicker on live. I think they were backstage at Back to the City or something. And he's sitting there having the conversation with Slicker, and suddenly Uncle Vinny pops up behind him. And he moves to the side and tells Slicker, like, yo, this is the guy. This is somebody that you need to know. And I think it just was so surprising to us that this small boy was called Uncle Vinny. We were like, is this Vinny the Vince? What's happening here? But Ricky Rick said he was cool, so we all just ran with it. And I'm so glad that we did, because if we didn't, we were going to be on the outside of the Cool Kids Club, because this guy has grown before our very eyes, and we know that he's going to continue to do so. So, ladies and gentlemen, please show some love for Uncle Vinny.
Hi everyone. Yo, I hate doing speeches so much, but I will do this one for my pops. So at the age of 15, I was just like a kid around Bram, and I was just like, being me, just being rebellious, and I was doing radio at the time. So when I met Ricky when I was 15, so which means I was still in grade 9, going to grade 10. So when I met him at that time, I had asked him like, yo, so if you guys know, Ricky is a very, 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 very like complicated guy. So you need to get your story straight before you go to him. So here I was there at the daily paper pop-up. Like I was just like, wondering. I went with my phone. I'm like, hey, I want to do an interview with you, what. And then he just went, just take my email address. And then at that time I thought, this guy is giving me his email address. I know myself. I don't answer my email address, so it's not going to happen, this thing. You see, I took the email address. I went home. I sent the email. After I sent the email, zero response, as I expected. And then I said, okay, I won't give up. And then I went again. And then the other time, there was a Cotton First pop-up. And then when I came in there, and then I had asked him again, I said, yo, can I please get your number for an interview? And then he said, no, man. I gave you my email. You have my email, right? You have my email. I'm like, okay. At least he still remembers me. Like, at least he still remembers me. And then he's like, okay, no, grab a tea, chill by the shop. So after that, I didn't understand, by the way, what did he mean when he said chill by the shop. So he said, like, no, man, just sit around. You can have anything. You can have food. You can have everything. And at that time at home, things were really tough. My mom was the only one who was working. So someone like him actually welcoming me into his space actually helped me a lot. And like it took off like a lot of stress from me in general. And then, like we chilled around. It was one of the best days of my life. I even got a picture. They even posted me. I was so happy. Went back to school, showed everybody that I am the best right now. Like I'm currently running the streets up. So I showed everybody the picture. People wouldn't believe me every time. I was like, no, man. Ricky is my friend, They're like, no, you're lying. I was like, actually, he's my dad now, like, because you guys don't know, he's my dad, like, so, and then one day the interview comes up, the Back to the City one, and then now people eventually at school start believing me. They're like, oh, okay, you chill with Ricky Rick, but you just say that you're just coming up. I'm like, no, but you guys don't know, you guys don't understand, until he posted me on my birthday. And then he posted me on my birthday, and then he said my son, and then everybody just kept quiet at that time. Everybody just knew that, yeah, okay, actually, he's my father. And then when years went by, Ricky was so nice to me. I remember at a time when we went to an STC concert, it was like that day, I didn't even know how I'll go back home. And then out of the blue, he just said, come to the car, come. So I rushed to the car, I'm running to the car, and then he gave me 1,000 rand to go back home. And then like I feel like from that day, eventually he kept giving me money, making sure that I'm able to make it to gigs, I'm able to make it to certain places, you know, sneaking me into gigs like Castlelight where no under 18s are allowed. And at that point, I'm like 17, I'm this kid, I'm just running around there, just telling everyone like, yo, no, believe in me, this is what's happening, you know, like every time until he gave me the opportunity. When he said, I remember he texted me when Cotton Fest was about to happen, and then he said, boys, this is ours. You're going to be on men's stage right now, so you mustn't care about anyone. You're going to be on my men's stage. Yo, I was so happy because, like, this was going to be my first big men's stage, you know, knowing people have been, like, pushing me around, obviously saying, you're too young to do this thing. No, like, you need to finish school, you know, but he still stayed by my side, and he made sure that, yo, I pass, and then he would ask me, how's school? And I'll show him my report, and then he say, as long as you're passing, you can come with me. So, and then the boy kept passing the whole time, you know. I made sure that I have to pass so I can be on Pop's good side every time, you know. So I think going to last year was a very nice year for me because I feel like I managed to prove his expectations, you know, like people were always asking me like, okay, actually, what is this kid actually gonna do, you know? And then randomly Vinny came up with a dance move and then boom, bam, shut down Bram, you know, like shut down Bram. And then he was happy, you know, like he was so happy, he was so excited. Called me in the morning, he was like, boy, this one, can you see the streets? Like he was so excited. And for me, that moment, I'll forever cherish it. I think that's my gift to him because he managed to see what his son could do. And then he managed to finally meet my parents. And then, you know, the year went by, still check up on me, you know. Riky will randomly pull up on you at the house, you know, like, boom, hey, what's good? What's happening? Are you fine? Are you good? And then he was the first guy, actually first guy to ever take me to an ice rink, you know, like, and then I really appreciate him for that because I'm not a person that likes trying out things. And I think personally, I'm still hurt, you know, like, I'm still hurt, but I'd like to encourage everybody, you know, we stay strong and we continue the legacy. And I feel like we must believe in ourselves. As he always said, we must always believe in ourselves and we always push the legacy and we stay stronger. Thank you very much. I go by the name of Uncle Vinny.